Hey, you just caught me drinking my favorite drink, my 1 cup of coffee that I'm now having in a day. Yes, it's midday. I should have been having it a bit earlier, but I am going to have to make up for the situation, which I'm going to explain to you now. This coffee is like so good. So, why am I talking to you about coffee? Actually, I'm not. I'm going to be talking to you about salt. Not just Celtic salt, not I'm talking about electrolytes more than salt, and knowing when you're heading for being dehydrated or there's something else wrong. So for me, my something else was another symptom that arrived because I was out of balance with my electrolytes and my water intake. So I'm going to go all the way back to South Africa when I was on vacation. I had taken all my supplements that I needed, my basic ones that I required. I took it with me. Somehow I miscounted my magnesium glycinate and I required to purchase the magnesium back in South Africa, which is not a problem because there are many products available in the pharmacies and health stores, and that in itself becomes a challenge. Because when you're standing there in that shop and you're looking at all the choices, you get confused. So for me, I've been purchasing my supplements online and I have gone through a few magnesium glycinates and I got to one product that I simply love. And that's the one that I took with me, and subsequently it ran out and I had to replace it. So I bought one, not thinking that maybe the dosage, I just bought it, I took it, and I carried on with life. Came home to Saudi and continued. In the week past, 2 things I did. One thing I did and one thing happened. Sorry. One thing, I had to reorder my magnesium, which I did, the normal one that I'm always taking. So it was en route. That's okay. Tick, done. And then while waiting for this, on 2 evenings, a new symptom for perimenopause arrived. Oh, in pain. It just arrived and overwhelmed me. And that was, think about it, when you have no salts, low salts, problem with salts and electrolyte balance, cramps. I developed cramps, calf cramps, shin cramps. Just thinking about it gives me the chills. And in the moment when I got on the first night, the left leg calf cramp, I could remember my grandmother having cramps, and she had calf and foot cramps. So this is how I now remember that, how she was going through perimenopause. She had cramps. And I was like, oh hell, what do I do now? You don't know whether to stretch your leg, bend your knee, stand. Oh, you're just like in pain. And it is a terrible pain. It actually malingered into the day. So that was maybe on Monday night that happened. Then Tuesday was okay. I realized I need to check. On Wednesday, I realized I need to check my magnesium in the bottle that I purchased from South Africa, just to find that I was taking a quarter of the dose that I've always been taking, because the mixture is made up of other minerals. So there, in that moment, I found out that I had reduced my magnesium intake and my salts were out of sync. So what did I do? Because my old magnesium arrived, I then immediately for Wednesday night, I took my magnesiums, the 2 that I usually take in the evening, I took it. A little too late. Wednesday night, I had another left leg calf, right leg shin cramp. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if it was Arthur or Martha, but I got up. And unfortunately, on Wednesday night, so I think it was all contributing factors. I went to bed late. I was at an event. I was tired. I obviously took only that evening I took the right dose, so it wasn't absorbed into my system. It wasn't doing its thing, so I was low on my salts in my electrolyte balance, and this cramp happened. So I had like almost an hour of being awake in the 5 hours that I had to sleep. So you can imagine how I felt on Thursday going to work. So I went to the doctor, the physician at the center where I'm working, and I told him about my symptoms. He knows about my journey, and he did my electrolytes. He checked my chemistry. That's what they call it here. And yep, he said, Carmen, you're dehydrated. Like, I'm dehydrated. Okay. So there's a few things happening when it comes to the dehydration. So you got your salts that's out of balance, got the cramping going. Then the other thing that is happening is season is changing. So it's not as cold. So I need to increase my fluids. Third thing that's happening, it's Ramadan. So we are not allowed to eat and drink in public. So that does affect non-fasting people as well. So imagine if I am trying to get my whole balance right. How are fasting people even, coping with their fluid intake? So God be with you all who are fasting. So that was one thing. And then my favorite drink, coffee, has an effect on your dehydration status or hydration status. It's by choice that you now need to think of how much coffee you drink. So I drink 1 cup, reduced, since Thursday, a day. 1 cup of coffee. I'm a coffeeholic. To drink 1 cup of coffee is like the biggest sin. Why? Although coffee has its health benefits and definitely supports fasting, okay, it does also cause a bit of dehydration if you drink too much. So for every cup that they say you drink, you should increase your water intake, which I said in a different clip, by at least 500 mils per day. So yeah, I think all of those elements, all those 4 elements, just made my situation worse. So I'm back to using my magnesium. I'm down to 1 cup of coffee. I am pushing my fluids. I've even purchased, and sorry, it's not in the clip right now, my electrolyte water, which I also stopped like a while back. And I used to drink 1 electrolyte water a day. It's pretty expensive, but I think it was helping, because trying to get my rhythm back after the vacation. So I've purchased my electrolyte water and making sure I take all the things that I require in the day to the maximum that I can. So this is me just sharing with you what your low salts can bring forth. The hidden symptom of cramps in perimenopause and how your hydration and your electrolytes can influence that. So I'm just here to ask you to take care of yourself. Make sure you drink enough fluids, especially if you're a coffee drinker. Try and see how you can reduce the coffee when you can. Coffee after 12, 2 o'clock takes quite a long time to work out of your system. So front load your coffee, front load your water. Take your magnesium glycinate, take your Celtic salt, and try and make sure that you eat the healthy salts in your diet. Don't, and I think that's also another thing that affected me, because I was at home in South Africa, and God knows what salts people put, in their foods, and was eating here and there and enjoying myself. But that's okay, as long as you have an awareness now. All right. So yes, so this is just me giving you a heads up on electrolytes and hydration and how you can live healthier, stronger lives for longer.